Hey everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a bracelet today. It's going to be a very easy, quick bracelet. I'm going to be using some 80 Miyuki Duracoat Galvanized Champagne seed beads, some Miyuki Duracoat Galvanized Gold 11.0 seed beads, and I'm just going to use a few of these at the clasp area, and some 15.0 galvanized gold seed beads, and this is going to be herringbone, and I'm just going to use this to decorate the sides of the herringbone and hide my thread. I'm using the two different colored golds because I wanted the champagne for the body of the bracelet, but it doesn't really, I'm using this little gold magnetic clasp here, and the champagne doesn't really match that very well because that's a pretty yellow gold. So I thought if I put these more yellow golds in there too, it might help. I don't know, it might turn out ugly and I'll just take it apart and start all over. But that's what I'm planning so far. I've got a couple of wire guardians and a couple of 6mm jump rings in there, and I've got these very teeny tiny little rondelles. I don't have them labeled, but I think they've got to be probably a 1.5 by 2mm because they are very tiny, that I'm going to embellish the herringbone with. I've got a couple of size 11 tulip beading needles. I'm only going to use one, but I always have an extra in case I lose one or need one to add thread. I've got my 8-pound fire line and smoke that I'm going to be using. I've got my chain nose pliers to flatten my thread so I can get it through the eye of the needle. And then I'll be using my chain nose pliers and my bent chain nose pliers at the end to put my clasp on. And then I've got my scissors that I need to cut my fire line. And that's pretty much everything, I think. I'll post links to everything I can find links for in the description box below, but it'll probably just mostly be the seed beads because I don't remember where I got these. I've had these for so long. I wanted a quick, easy project that wouldn't be very long because I have a little bit of subscriber happy mail to share with you at the end of the video, and I also have a little bit of personal news that I need to tell you at the end of the video. So hold on, let me get some of my beads poured out and I'll be back. Okay, I've got my 8/0s poured out here and my wire guardian and a few of my 11/0s because I'm going to sew my wire guardian on right away. I like to do that if I can to get it out of the way and be able to cut my tail off. So I've got my needle threaded and I'm got a stop bead on here, and I'm only leaving a couple of inches, just enough to hold on to, because I'm not going to have to sew this in by the time I get my wire guardian sewed on and sew around it as many times as I'm going to. It's not going to come loose, so I'm not going to need to sew that tail in. So I'm going to start with 4 of my 8/0s. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Bring them all down to my stop bead. Now I'm going to go up through the first 2, just doing a ladder stitch here. Now I'm going to go back down these 2, back up these 2 to reinforce, back down these 2, so that I can be coming out the side where my stop bead is. Now I'm going to push it out of the way here. Now I'm going to pick up 2 of my 11/0s, an 8/0, and my wire guardian. Go up through one channel of my wire guardian, I'm going to come back down the other channel of my wire guardian. I'm going to go back through my 8/0 and one of my 11/0s. I'm going to hold my finger over the wire guardian so that the thread will land in the channel there. Now I'm going to pick up one more 11-0. I'm going to go down this other set of 2 8-0s. Now I'm going to go back up these other set of 2 8-0s, back up my 11-0, back up the 11-0 and the 8-0 under the wire guardian, back up my wire guardian, one side of it, back down the other channel, back down into the 8-0 and the 11-0 under the 8-0. Hold my finger over the wire guardian so the thread lands in the channel. I'm going to go back down the other 11-0 on the other side and the other 2 8-0s. Now I'm going to go around that again, so I'm going to go back up these 2 8-0s, back up the 11-0, the 11-0 under the 8-0 and the 8-0, back up my wire guardian, back down the other channel of my wire guardian, back into my 8-0, hold my finger over it. I'm going to go back down the 11-0 under the 8-0, back down the 11-0 on the other side, and back down the other 2 8-0s. Now I've got my wire guardian on there, and I'm going to cut this tail off. Okay, now I'm going to start my stitch. So hold on, let me get some of my rondelles and my 15-0s poured out, and I'll be back. Okay, now I'm going to start my stitch here, and this is just really simple herringbone. I'm just going to embellish it with these tiny little rondelles. So in herringbone, we always pick up 2 beads, and we go from the top of this bead into the top of this bead. I'm going to do that same thing, except I'm going to pick up a little tiny rondelle in between my 2 8-0s. So I've got an 8-0, tiny little rondelle, and an 8-0. I'm going to go from this, I'm going to flip my work because I like to pull to the right. I'm going to go from the top of this 8-0 into the top of this 8-0 and pull my thread through. Arrange my beads, make sure they're sitting with their holes standing up. Now I'm going to pick up 2 15-0s to decorate the side of my bracelet and hide my thread. I'm coming out this 8-0 here. I need to be coming out the top of this 8-0. So I'm going to go up through the bottom of this 8-0 to get to where I need to be to do my next stitch. Now I'm going to flip it around again so I can pull to the right. I'm going to pick up an 8-0, a little tiny rondelle. These little things are so tiny, sometimes it takes a minute to find the hole. And then another 8-0. I'm going to go from the top of this 8-0 to the top of this 8-0, pull my thread through, Make sure my beads land the way that they're supposed to. Pick up two 15-0s, go from this, the bottom of this 8-0 here into the bottom of this 8-0. So I can be coming out the top of it to do my next stitch. Now I'm going to flip it, pick up an 8-0, tiny little rondelle, and an 8-0. Go from the top of that 8-0 into the top of this 8-0. Make sure my beads land the way they're supposed to. Keep good tight tension on it so that your rondelles will all be in a pretty little line there. I'm going to pick up two more 15-0s. And I'm going to go into the bottom of this 8-0 here that I need to be coming out the top of. I'm going to flip it, pick up an 8-0, a little rondelle, an 8-0, go from the top of this 8-0 into the top of this 8-0, pull my thread through, make sure my beads land the way they're supposed to, keep good tight tension on it, pick up two 15-0s and go in the bottom of this 8-0 that I need to be coming out the top of. And that's all there is to it. That's all I'm going to do down this whole bracelet. It's going to be a little dainty bracelet. You could probably make a bunch of them and wear a bunch of them all at once, stack them up. You could make it longer and maybe make a wrap bracelet and do different colors of rondelles for each wrap. It would probably be a good Mother's Day thing. You could do whatever the colors, birthstones of the children, for one for each wrap. You know, there's a lot of different things you can do with this. But I'm just going to do a single bracelet, and when I get to the length that I need, I'll come back and we'll put the other wire guardian on. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got my length now, and I'm going to do a few rows on this end without the crystal, so it'll match this end down here. So I'm just going to pick up two without the crystal in the middle and just do herringbone like I always do. Pick up a couple of 15-0s and put them on the side here. I don't think that one landed in there just like I wanted it to. I don't think I was holding on good enough there. Okay, now I'm going to put my wire guardian on, just like I did the other side. Get me out a couple of few 11-0s here. Pick up two 11-0s, an 8-0, wire guardian, go down the other channel of my wire guardian, back through my 8-0 and the 11-0 under my 8-0. Pull my pull my thread through and hold the wire guardian so that the thread lands in the channel. I think I need to squish this one in a little bit. I'll try to just do it with my fingers. Now I'm going to pick up one more 11/0 and go down these two 8/0s. Okay, I'm going to go around all that again just like I did on this other side a couple more times, and then I'll come back and we'll put the clasp on. Okay, I've got both sides of my wire guardians on now. I'm just going to put my little clasp on here. Just going to open my jump ring and put my little bracelet on here, put my little clasp on. Well, there we go. Very easy little bracelet to make. Works up really quickly. I'll have to measure here. I started out with 6 feet of thread, and I had thread left over. I didn't have to add thread, so I'll have to measure here and see how much I've got left. But it works up pretty quickly. It'd be good if you need to whip up a quick gift or something. It would be good for that. You could use 6/0s if you wanted to, and for your embellishment you could probably use like a 2x3 rondelle, or maybe even a 3x4 rondelle to give it a different look and make it a little bit bigger. So hold on and let me get my subscriber happy mail out here, and I'll be back. Okay, I measured my thread, and I started with about 6 feet of thread, and I had about a foot left, so this took about 5 feet of thread. As far as my subscriber happy mail, I have just simply got the best subscribers. You all are just so sweet to me. There are so many of you that I feel like I have become friends with. Even though I've never actually met you in person, I feel like I have become friends with you. You comment on my videos. You check on me when you know I'm not well. Like when I had the problem with the tooth. Had so many of you comment on my videos asking how I was and sending me emails to check on me. And I just can't tell you how much that warms my heart. It really does. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. I have a very sweet lady who is a subscriber. She's been so kind to me. Her name is Jo, and she sent me these bead weaving books. She said in her note that she has traveled a lot over the years, and whenever she's anywhere that she sees a beading book, she buys it. And she had these, and she thought I would enjoy them. They're in Russian, but they have diagrams that show you how to do the stitches, and they have some beautiful stitches in here, some beautiful patterns. I've not had a chance to look at it in great detail yet, but I will over the next few days, which leads me to my next to my personal news that I wanted to tell you. I'm going to be gone for probably about a week or so. Gone from doing videos. I've got to have a little bit of surgery tomorrow. It's nothing serious, but it will probably be a couple of days before I'm able to be up and around again. And then, of course, they're going to put me to sleep. And I've only ever had surgery once before where I had to be put to sleep. And I'm sure it'll be like it was that time afterwards. Because of the tube they put down my throat to put me to sleep, my throat was so sore and I was so hoarse that it was a week before I could speak. I didn't have a voice at all for a week, which I'm sure my husband secretly enjoyed. But I didn't much like it. And of course, if I don't have a voice, I can't really do videos. So I won't be able to do videos for probably about a week or so. I'm going to miss you all terribly. I'll try to remember to post on the community tab every now and then to let y'all know how I'm getting along. But I just wanted to let you all know that that's where I'll be. So I hope y'all have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook and Instagram and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video, whenever that might be. So until next time, I hope y'all have a great week or ever how long it is until I'm back. So take care.